Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers and toes and nose hairs.
And everything in between.
Oh man, some days.
I tell you.
Woo!
Did it
It
work?
worked. Okay,
Okay.
now I got to share it to my VIP group because then people over there can see.
I don't know how you do that. So that's just really great that you were able to figure that out.
I go live 3 times a week. It's been a while.
That's okay. There we go.
Okay, now turn off that sound. Yes. Hello, Mary and Shannon.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry.
Okay, this is here, there.
Shut some windows down because I have low performance.
Oh, there's Valerie too. Woohoo.
Hi.
There we go.
Now, I know Facebook is on here somewhere. Just
Hello.
hello. Uh-oh, what's my password?
I do not know.
Me neither.
No, that's the password.
No, not so much. Where's that one? Let's try that. I don't know. I just push the blue thing and it logs me in. Apparently not. Oh, it sent me a code to my email. Yay.
Yeah, they're definitely doing a whole lot of secondary verifications, sending the emails, sending the text messages.
That's okay. I'd rather them do that than be hacked.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I try to hack my husband all the time. Now I can't.
Ah, oh, that's funny.
Don't tell him.
Okay, that. Then put this over top. Hello, Norma. Okay, why did you not log in? Oh my God. Maybe I changed my password.
If you change it, don't forget to change it on your phone too.
See if that works. Oh my God. Just sign me in. Ah, or not. Well then.
But it worked this afternoon for you to
Well,
do
no,
it?
I'm trying to log in on my tablet so I can watch comments on the
Oh, okay.
on my VIP.
What about on your cell phone?
I've got that set up.
Okay.
No, that's what it says it is. Because just in case we need to show, I need to show something.
Right.
We'll get going eventually. Nobody's in a rush to go anywhere, right?
Nope.
Nope.
We're all hunkered in for the neat.
Oh, you cannot log back in with one expired. I know that's why. Okay. I'm going to calm my Zen. Bye-bye. Okay, so welcome. I am going to spotlight Yvette
Oh,
and me when I find me. Hello, Maria. Where am I? Oh, I have to show me first. I had me hidden because I don't want to see me. There we are.
there we are.
There we are. Okay, we got the right things happening.
Did you want to record anything or does it
Yes,
automatically record?
thank you. No, I need to record this.
Okay.
Hang on. Hang on till I find that.
And summary.
Record.
And I'm going to send you a request. The captions. There we go.
Just that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good plan.
I think I popped a button.
This is also known as the hi, we're having fun, but it's not professional chat. Because, you know, if I was doing a card, I'd be into it by now, but I'm not. I'm still trying to figure. Facebook changed something on my phone.
If I was on a dog show call, I'd be drinking my wine already. I'll sip on my water.
We have no idea what's in that mug.
Hey, no, it literally is water. I have to work tonight. I feel pressure.
I say nothing.
Like I said, it's not dog show people. And I'm not leading the crowd tonight. Well,
There
I
you
am.
go.
I'm not.
Okay. So Norma, can you tell me, are you watching through my VIP group just so I know whether the comments are coming over from there? I think you are. Because then I don't have to worry about this whole phone thing. So welcome everybody. I'm Glenda Mollett, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located on the west coast of Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada, in a little tiny place called Port Alberni. And my cohort in this endeavor is Yvette. Yvette, introduce yourself.
Hello, ladies. My name's Yvette McKay-McPhail, and I also live on the west coast on Vancouver Island, but in Nanaimo. So about 45 minutes from where Glenda is. And I have been a professional travel agent, consultant, designer, whatever title you'd like to give us, since the 1990s. So it's been my career for a very long time. And I'm excited to be here to talk about Alaska.
Yeah, we'll figure this out, right?
You betcha.
Okay, we're good to go. So we have decided to go ahead with a Stampin' Cruise in May of 2027. And Yvette is doing all the cruisy part, and I'm doing all the stampin' part. And registration is open now, but we knew that you guys would have questions. So I'm recording this for people that can't join us tonight, and I will be sharing it in my page in my VIP group, and it will also be on my YouTube channel for anybody that wants the replay as well. So if you have questions, let us know. You're welcome to mute yourself or unmute yourself or put video on or undo your video, whichever works for you.
Add them to the chat or onto Facebook, however you want.
Whose suitcase can I fit in?
Not mine. I'll have stamping in mine. I'm not bringing any clothes. I'm just bringing stamping stuff. Who needs clothes on a cruise?
That's right.
Well,
maybe
Maria needs clothes on a cruise.
Did well with Yvette and I. Actually, I'm the cause of all this. I apologize now. But Yvette and I went to Alaska last May. May, June? When did we go?
We went last May.
Last May. I did well. I didn't have that many clothes.
No, but you always look good, so you must have something up your sleeve.
Thank you. The queen of matchy matchy.
There we go. The queen of matchy matchy. You know, the thing about Alaska, and we are going to talk about this, is it's one of the more relaxed sailings in all of the cruise industry, because life in Alaska is full of wilderness and unpredictable weather, unlike the Caribbean and some of the other destinations, the Mediterranean, river cruising. Different locations require different attire per se. So Alaska is very relaxed. So you don't have to pack all those fancy dresses. If you don't want to, you can, but you don't have to. It's not a requirement. It's much more laid back. So we'll talk about that too. But whenever you go to Alaska, it's a completely different feel. It's just, oh, I love it. I love it.
It's the
Well, I
most relaxing I've ever been
yeah,
cruising, and we've done a lot of cruises. It's just a
Yeah.
whole relaxed vibe.
Yeah,
I've
it
been to
definitely is.
Alaska 5 times.
Oh, there you go. So see, when I said Alaska, you were like, yes, let's go to Alaska.
Well, that and the fact that I don't want to have to deal with an airplane if I have to bring 400 pounds of stamping stuff.
Exactly. That's right. So do you want me to just take it away,
Yep,
or you have an
have
agenda
at
for?
her. And Susan, I and Shannon, I see your questions and we will answer them.
Okay. So I'll just dive right into the layout of what we have put together. So as Glenda said, the sailing is next May. It's May the 30th, 2027. The ship is the Serenade of the Seas, which is part of the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. And your host, of course, is Glenda. So we are going to do some cruising, some crafting, and a whole lot of corralling probably around the wine bar or the martini bar, or I don't know, maybe wherever you want to have a cocktail. The sailing is a full week, so it's 7 days. Departs from Vancouver, so the Port of Vancouver. For anyone that is flying into Vancouver, you'll want to arrive a good 24 to 48 hours before the sailing date. So the reason for that is that flights can be very unpredictable. And if you miss the port of call, you miss the port of call. You need to get to the next port. And the next port is the Inside Passage. Well, there's no flying into the Inside Passage. The Inside Passage is the inside passage on the way to Alaska. The first port of call is Sitka, which is a beautiful little community. And then we go to Tracy Arms and the Glacier. Then we go to Juneau, and Juneau's another great community. It's spectacular. There's so much scenery there. Ketchikan, it is known to be the wettest 300 plus days a year it rains there. I think Maria and I can vouch for that. I've been there twice and it's rained both times. And Maria and I got stuck in a rainstorm there last year. It was torrential. We're also going to Prince Rupert, which is an itinerary stop for this sailing next year. I myself have never been to Prince
No,
Rupert,
me neither.
right? So that's a port of call for
Many times I've
Okay.
been to Prince Rupert by
Well,
land, not by sea.
they have a beautiful little cruise port, and so they are hosting next year. And then again, it sails back to Vancouver. So for a full week, you'll have lots to see and do. And somewhere in between there will be a sea day or two, and that's when Glenda's probably going to do her crafting. I'm not really sure what that looks like, but we have 2 opportunities for you for rates. So if you are someone who is really want to be there and your budget is tight conscious and you really don't care if you see outside at all, we have inside staterooms available, and there's 5 of those. And then we also have the ocean view balconies, which in my opinion, if you're going to go and you can afford to go to sea, the balcony is one of the nicest opportunities because you can just literally sit outside your own balcony. The day of the glaciers, I don't even think I saw Maria because she lounged on her balcony in your bathrobe, in her pajamas with
No,
her.
I bundled. It was cold.
It was cold. Okay, you bundled, but she was on her balcony. So if you have a balcony cabin, you obviously have access to outside. I personally love sitting on the balcony to have, a cocktail or a morning coffee, even when it's cold in Alaska. Like Maria said, bundling up, just that fresh air. But that's an option for you. So the balcony cabins, all taxes, gratuities, and everything included, is $2,208.23. And the interior stateroom is $1,412.23. So a little bit of a price point difference, but opportunities. And the reason why there's nothing in between is because it's already sold out. So believe it or not, the sailings for most of 2026 and the majority of 2027 are already selling out and sold out. 2028 opened today. Sailings for 2028 open today. So if you think we're planning far in advance, there's a reason for it. The crafting side of things, Glenda's going to talk about that. Back to the money, single occupancy, there is costs for single occupancy, Mary. I will have to get that for you. I don't have it at my fingertips. And we also have opportunity for if you want to upgrade your cabin, there's upgrade cabin available, but these prices are locked in right now is what we have holding. So we can't get anything in between, but we can definitely upgrade you to something more expensive if that's what you want. A deposit. There is a deposit of $265 per person, and that is required to put your name on the cabin. And once your name on a cabin, that deposit is locked in. Your roommate is locked in. If you don't have a roommate and you need a roommate, we might be able to help you with that if there are other singles that come in and are open to a roommate. But I really encourage you to do that one yourself so that you know who you're roommating with.
Yvette, could you
yes.
just clarify, you're talking Canadian dollars? Because we have a lot of people from the States and Australia watching.
Yes. So currently the rates I'm quoting are in Canadian currency. If you're coming from the US, I can look at booking it in the US currency for you, and we will just move you into the group. So these rates really wouldn't mean anything to you. We are talking Canadian. If you're from Australia, the same thing. I can sell it to you in Canadian or American currency in Australia. Let's just catch up with a couple other questions there. There are only 2 persons per room, so you can go single or double. We're not doing any triples or quads. And US Canadian currency. Yes, we can pair up a single if there are 2 singles and willing to room together. I'll come back to the excursions and the weather after. Okay, so where are we here? We talked about that. Everybody on board the sailing for this particular group is 18 plus. So there are no children's rates or youth rates. So 18 plus for adults only. Evening events or any events that Glenda puts together, she can decide whether or not they are for crafters only, or if you bring a +1, what that looks like. For me, it really makes no difference. Everyone just needs to be over the age of 18. Once you're booked, if you've made your reservation and you're locked in with your deposit, you want to make any changes to it in the sense that you want to change out someone's name. It's not me that charges, it's actually the cruise line that charges. They have a $100 change fee. So just keep that in mind. If you're flying into Vancouver from somewhere across Canada or the US and you need a transfer or hotel accommodations, I can absolutely help you with that. It's just an add-on to what we're doing. When it comes to the flights, I can help with flights, but personally, I choose not to do the flights in a group format. There's just so many variables when it comes to flights. Lots of people like to use their, their points, or they have, airfare companions and things like that. If you're coming from the States into Canada, you want to make sure you're flying into YVR. If you want to fly into Seattle, there is a bus that we can look at if you're coming from the States and you want to just fly into a US airport. There's Bellingham as well. We can look at transferring you over the border in a bus. It's called the Quick Shuttle, so that's an option as well. We talked about arrivals. So the ship is sailing on the 30th, which means you must be in Vancouver on the 29th, if not the 28th of May. And the reason I say that is because, there could be flight delays, there could be weather, there could be a whole bunch of things that happen. And if you miss your boarding for the ship, the next port that you would actually then have to get yourself to get on board would actually be Sitka. So you never want to miss that. You never want to miss the ship in any port, to be honest. So when they have a call for all aboard, you want to be all aboard at the time that the ship requests you to be there. If you miss it, you've probably seen those cruise people running on there's a lot of different videos and things where people are running on the docks trying to make the ship because they have lost track of time, and they're not on ship time, but they're on land time. So keep that in mind. I had a question from someone who asked me about luggage for the ship. Well, Maria can probably vouch for this. On the cruise lines, you can take as much luggage as you like. If you have 6 suitcases full, you can bring it. So Glenda, you've got lots of opportunity to bring suitcases full of supplies. It's when you fly that you must match the airline. The airline will have flight restrictions. Usually it's a 50-pound bag. Anything more than 50 pounds per bag, you will pay excess baggage weight. So it's entirely up to you what your flight plan is, but coming on board the ship, you can bring on 1, 3, 6, 12, doesn't matter how many suitcases. They do not have a restriction on their luggage.
There you go, Alice.
The dress code. So dress code in Alaska, we chatted briefly in the very beginning. It's very casual. There are opportunities for you to dress up at dinner. So ladies, you know, a blouse and a nice pair of slacks or a dress if you feel comfortable in it, but you do not need to go fine dining all out in a glitter dress and high heels. It's just not something you'll see in Alaska. You'll see a lot more people casually dressed, jeans, men in sports coats opposed to a full dressed tuxedo style. Nice sweaters, you know, things like that. It is cold and it can be a little cool on the ship. And so I always suggest dressing in layers. And for those of us that join us, I always send out lots of tips and tricks and reminders. So as you're packing your suitcase, you know, not only are you going to bring your bathing suit so you can enjoy the hot tub and the pool that is heated, by the way, but that you also will bring a couple of sweaters and comfortable walking shoes. Unlike my friend Maria, that I'm going to pick on again, who loves to live in her flip-flops, I do as well. But when you're going to go on a shore excursion or hiking or walking, you'll definitely want to have comfortable closed-toed shoes. So if you're walking near the glaciers or on the rocks, it's slippery, it's wet, your feet are protected, and you're not going to hurt yourself. So dress code a little bit more relaxed. The beverage package is not included with this sailing. So beverage packages, I looked just before I got on board here. They are not listed yet. We are still way over 365 days before this sailing date. So there is nothing in the system. What I can tell you is that today I looked up a sailing for this year on board this exact same ship, and they run various promotions throughout the year. And so currently right now, today, you could buy a unlimited package for what we call a deluxe beverage package. I take that back. Unlimited, I think 15 is the limit. But I mean, who could drink 15 cocktails in a day? I don't know. No. So we're running a promotion right now, and this is a per person, so per guest per day, and it's $100. So that $100 is for beverages, and it's not just alcoholic. It's for lattes. It's for specialty coffees, martinis. Don't get me started on the martinis. Prosecco, all those extra things that you like to have. And they give you an abundance of up to 15 cocktails a day or beverages a day. So that's just an example. If you choose,
Yvette, sorry to interrupt you, but if you are in a room with somebody else, you both need to have the package, correct?
That is correct. So the only exception, and I have had it, a number of times in my career, when there is somebody who is friends with Bill W. and they do not drink or consume alcohol. They live a sobriety lifestyle, and their roommate does not. And so cruise lines have been known to make exceptions, but normally one has one, the other one has one. So if you're both going to have an alcoholic package, both passengers in the cabin are going to have alcohol package. Yeah. They have
Thank you.
other packages as well. They have so what they call a soda package. So you can have a soda package which allows you to have unlimited amounts of pop throughout the day, or extra things that are included in that menu, that soda package menu. They have a specialty coffee menu as well, not the alcoholic coffee menu, but the lattes and cappuccinos and things like that. They have that coffee card. So if you have the beverage package, you get the sodas, you get the specialty coffees, you get the extra bottles of water and things like that. If you don't, then you can pick and choose your own little package to build it.
Can I
They have,
can I interrupt, Yvette? For
Yeah.
those of you that haven't cruised before, sodas are not included. If you go to the buffet or the dining room, for free, you can get usually lemonade and iced tea.
iced tea, yeah.
Iced tea.
And maybe
Regular,
apple juice, orange juice. Yeah.
perhaps, and I don't even know about that.
Yeah, in the cafe, the Windjammer Cafe.
Okay, but
Yes.
in the dining room, I don't know, will they bring you an apple juice, maybe?
Yes, if you ask
Yep.
for an apple juice, they'll bring it to you.
Okay, yeah,
Absolutely.
and regular coffee and regular tea. But
Yeah.
something as simple as a cappuccino or an espresso or a latte, none of those are included, no sodas are included.
Unless you
And
have unless you have
unless you have a package. And we got off a different line just a couple of weeks ago, and I think they were charging $3 US for a pop.
Yes. So everything that we deal with here locally before you go is in Canadian currency. So if you buy a package before you go, we pay Canadian. If you decide you're going to wait until you get on board the ship and you're just going to order a la carte at the bar, at the lounge, at the restaurant for dinner, they will charge you per glass every time. They do sell packages on board the ship, but everything is in US currency. So if we are paying $100 Canadian per day, hypothetically, and they're charging $100 a day on the ship, it's 100 US. Okay.
And the drinks are pricey
They can be.
in the
Yes.
bar. Yeah.
Yes, they absolutely can be.
Did you see the question from Shannon about one person having one and one person having the other package?
No, I see it. You have to have the same package. So you both have to have a soda package. You both have to have a cocktail package. You both have to have the cafe package. You can't mix and choose it.
Well,
Yeah.
then I'm going to throw one at you. If the other person's Bill W, and can they get the soda package and you
Yes.
get the drink package?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm. And so in addition to the drink package, they also have specialty dining on board the ship. And the specialty dining is a restaurant, a few different restaurants on board the ship. And you can buy the restaurant to pre-dine at. So Giovanni's, for example, if you want to go to Giovanni's restaurant, it's like going to a restaurant in your hometown. You make a reservation, you go out for dinner, you order off the menu, and you're charged for that meal. And so you can pre-buy an entry to go in. And again, I looked at the dining tonight, and they offered so they're currently offering specials for different restaurants. They do lunchtime restaurants and dinner restaurants, and they do packages where you can do every day or you can do 3 nights a week. To go to Chops Grill, which is the steakhouse, it's $86 per person for the night. So you would be paying $86 for yourself, and your roommate would be paying the same for them. Whoever was going for dinner with you, that would be the price that you would be paying. So you're pre-purchasing that before you go. They also have, again, various promotions on board the ship. The restaurants sell out fast and quickly. If they find that one night is not sold out, then they'll have people come around and be like, oh, do you want to go for dinner tonight? And I know my friend Maria, again, was negotiating. And I think she get us in. I don't remember if we went again. the second time, but she was negotiating with them. She's like, no, I need you to come down in price. I don't know if or
You
not. I
went
don't.
you went the second night. We didn't.
That's right. Okay.
I
Oh,
sta- lobster.
it was lobster night. Yes, that's right. So they also have theme nights in the restaurant, in the main dining room, and Italian night, seafood night. Of course, you're in Alaska, so they. What did they special, Maria, in Alaska?
Lobster tails.
Lobster tails,
Which
salmon, baked
salmon?
salmon.
Yeah.
So opportunity for that, and their specialty dinings were delicious. So the only one we didn't do was the sushi restaurant. So if you like sushi, they do have a sushi restaurant. It's called Izumi's, and we were planning on going, and then we missed it. It was already full. We missed out on reservations. So that's the only one we didn't get into, but all the others were great. Where are we at? Any questions that we need to answer while we're here? No?
I will
Not so
say
far.
that the buffet, I presume, on Royal Caribbean is as good as any of the others.
Yeah, so they have the Windjammer Cafe, and like most cruise ships, their buffets are, very well spread out, representing various different cultures, and it changes daily, and it's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They close just a small window for a changeover between lunch and dinner. They also have themes each night, so they're maybe showcasing something different. They offer shellfish, they offer salads, baking, like you can never have enough baking. It doesn't matter what you want, there is definitely something there. Pizzas, everything and anything. It's like it's you could eat all 24 hours of the day if you wanted to. The other thing that you can do is, and something that I do, is I do a continental breakfast to the cabin every morning. So I'll order coffees, I'll order hot water, a plate of fruit, and that is complimentary. If you start adding things that are a la carte, then you pay for it, but it's like going to a hotel and they give you a card and you put it out at the front of your cabin door at a certain time. You put the delivery time on it, and it's there for you when you wake up in the morning. And I love that because there's nothing more relaxing than waking up and being able to have a cup of coffee in the cabin. For me, this is, my experience. Or open the drapes to the window outside and be able to see and relax and not feel rushed. If you're someone who gets up and gets dressed right away and you want a coffee, you can go up to the buffet, and it's usually open at 6 a.m. and you can go in and you can get a coffee, and you can find anywhere on the ship to sit and relax and read and enjoy the peace and quiet of, the early mornings, and watch the sunrise if you want on one of the outer decks. There's some great viewing points on the ship for watching scenery. And they will tell you also if there is going to be wildlife, like, they'll say tomorrow we're going to be in a certain area and you'll have a chance to see whales or grizzly bears, mountain goats. Come outside and have a look. And so you can, decide if you want to. I know the day that we were arriving into, the glaciers, people were up early. They had their cameras out. They were outside. It was a little bit wet and drizzly, and the scenery was spectacular. And the sounds of the glaciers cracking and falling into the ocean is incredible. So if you're an early riser, there's something for everybody. And if you're a go to bed late at night, again with my friend Maria, you can see what happens after midnight.
It's interesting.
Absolutely. For those of us that rely on our phones, if we all have cell phones, there's Wi-Fi on board the ship. So you have to purchase the Wi-Fi package. A basic package allows you to have one device. You can move that device from a cell phone to an iPad. But if you want to have two devices going, then you just upgrade to a deluxe Wi-Fi package. And Wi-Fi is definitely something that you want if you want access to your phone. If you do not have Wi-Fi and you're roaming, your bill will be outrageous. So when you get on board the ship, you turn your phone on to airplane mode, and you log into the Wi-Fi on the ship, and now you're on the ship's Wi-Fi. And some ships have better Wi-Fi, have better service than others, but I've never had a bad experience on board. I use my phone all the time, and I usually only ever have one device going. I feel like I'm on the ship. I could be reading a book instead of being on my phone, but I'm always on my phone, so I'm not reading the book. Any questions?
Did you look up what the prices for Wi-Fi are this year?
They're about, I think I thought it was about 35. Where is it here? Wi-Fi. No, I did not, but I can. I will write that down. So Wi-Fi.
I am going on exactly the same cruise this year with my family. And when we did the registration back in early December, it was on sale for 19.99 Canadian a day per person.
Yeah.
When I looked last week, that was 40% off, and now there was 35% off. So do they rotate the percentages, Yvette?
It is constantly rotating, and it's there's always a promotion, so you should never have to pay full price. You just never know when it's going to be on sale at 40% off. That is pretty much the maximum. I've never seen it any higher than, I've seen like never 45 or 50.
Yeah.
Not to say that it won't be, but the average is 30. So
so if you get it and it's say 25% off, and then next week it's 30, can you cancel the 25 and do the 30?
You absolutely can. And you can do that with any package. If you can do it with the drink package, the specialty dining, the Wi-Fi, even your shore excursions. If you find it goes on sale and it's a better price, the only thing you have to be prepared for is it's an instant purchase. So the cancellation does take a 10 to 15 day return on the credit card, and the new purchase is an instant purchase. So you have to be prepared for that.
Okay.
But it is possible.
There is a question about which side of the ship to be on. Is there a better side?
You know what? At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter when you get to the glaciers, because the ship does a full 365 in the glaciers. And if you're on the starboard side and you're going up the inside passage, you will see a little bit more of the land on the one side. But on the port side, going up through where I live in the West Coast, you'll actually see the island on the left hand, which is the port side. But at the end of the day, in the middle of the ocean, it doesn't matter. And when you get to the glaciers, they're going to do the 365. And you just never know. I mean, when the ship is in port, sometimes the ships go in with their bow forward, and then you're getting off the ship on the starboard side, or they're going in with their port side and their stern in, and then you're getting off. So you just never know. I mean, if you sail this sailing every time, things do change. There's always a lot of ships in port. Royal Caribbean does have their own, has a docking space, as does their sister company, the Celebrity Group. So they do dock. And once you get off the ship, it doesn't really matter if you're on the starboard or the port side. For me, when I look at cabins and I'm pre-selecting, if I'm pre-selecting a cabin for you, I look at what I personally believe is the best cabin available in that moment. This sailing already is almost on a sellout. So the cabins, there may be an opportunity to have a few cabins together, but they may be spread out as well. So,
and that was another question. Somebody missed how many cabins we have blocked off.
Okay, so we have a total of 10. We have 5 inside and 5 balconies. I can increase the balconies, but the price will go up because the prices have already changed since I've locked in these prices. It just is going to continue to go up as the ship sells out. So that, is with the 10 cabins, that is what we have right now. If there's someone in the group that wants to have a higher class, if you want a suite, if you want concierge service, if you want to have a a higher quality cabin than what we're advertising, you can still take advantage of what the pricing is available, and then I can move you into the group. So you can still be part of the group and have the cabin choice of your choice, because maybe you want to have a royal suite. I don't know. It's your money, not mine. I mean, I would love, Maria, would you like a royal suite?
Oh yeah, you know it. No,
So there's a lot.
Aqua Class does nothing for me, but anything other than that, yeah.
That was the difference between Maria and I. I am a spa girl, and so I like to be in the spa. I like to have the thermal spa. So I like a few little luxuries. So if if you want that added into your program, we can definitely look at that too. So just because this is what we have blocked doesn't mean that's what we're stuck with, but we obviously want to sell these cabins so that you all have what you want to get on the sailing, right?
There is one more question there from Shannon.
If you have a partner and then they cancel out and you have to, well, what happens then is that you are responsible for the cabin. So you automatically become a single. So we either try and replace the partner that left you, so get you a roommate so that your cabin is based on double occupancy. It's the price of a cabin. That's why as a single, it's like a 200% markup. So you're paying 2 for 1. If you're used to traveling to Mexico, for example, and you're going on an all-inclusive, as a single, you'll know that you pay quite a bit more money. You're paying 200+% more than, 2 people going together. It's because you're taking the space of the cabin. This particular ship, unfortunately, doesn't have what we call a solo cabin. Some of the larger ships, they do have solo cabins available, but unfortunately, this particular ship does not. So if you have someone that comes with you and they cancel, we either need to find you a roommate, find you another partner, or else you are being charged for the full price. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. What else do I have? Shore excursions. So once you're on deposit with the cruise, you will have full access of the shore excursions that are available while you're in port, and you will have availability to go in and buy the shore excursions. I always recommend that you do a shore excursion that is put together through the cruise line. And the reason I say that is that if anything ever goes sideways while you're in port, if the bus is late, there's been a car accident, a glacier's flooded out and you're stuck, the cruise line will wait for those that are booked in a shore excursion package through the cruise line. If you book through Mr. Tom's bus services and he's not a recognized partner of the cruise line, then if you're late with him, they're not going to wait for you. So I always recommend. Now, that doesn't mean that people don't listen to me and do their own thing, because they absolutely do. You just need to be aware that if you do, again, miss your sailing at all aboard time and you're left behind, you will find yourself with the security guys on the dock handing you your passports and telling you need to figure it out because the ship has now sailed away. Any questions about shore excursions? No? I thought I saw something earlier. How much? Well, they really depend. It really does depend on what you're doing. You can do a salmon bake. You could, you can do a helicopter tour, whale watching. You can go up a gondola. There's so much you can do. You can go on a hop on, hop off the bus. You can do something for as little as $50, $60, right up to $400, $500, $700, $800, $900. So it really is whatever your budget is and what you want to see. I really wanted to see the Mendenhall Glacier because it's getting smaller and it's shifting, and I really wanted to go, and my friend Maria did not. So I went and she didn't. So you can do what you want. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. If there's a group of you that want to do the same thing, let me know and I'll see if I can get a discounted rate for you. I can't promise anything, but I'm always happy to look at working with the cruise line directly and say, hey, listen, there's 10 or more people that want to do this. What can you do for us? So, 1 or 2, I can't do anything, but if we've got more, then there could be an opportunity. Where do we find out what the excursions are? Well, you can go online right now and look at current sailings for this year, and you'll be able to get an idea. Again, we're 365 days plus out from this particular sailing in May of 2027. So there isn't anything available just yet. It's not open to the public. It's not out there. And once you're on deposit, if you have deposit, you will download an app to your phone and you can log in and have everything at your fingertip or do it on the computer. So that's that. What else do we have? Everyone needs a valid passport to travel on the ship. So if you're American, Canadian, Australian, whatever nationality passport you hold, you need a passport to travel. And when we make the reservation, I do need to put names as they appear on the passport. So if you have a first name, last name, if you have a name like mine that's typically hyphenated or not hyphenated, we want to make sure we know those things. If your middle name is Ashley, but it's spelled Ashlee and not Ley, we need to know that because, again, like traveling on an airplane, the cruise line is the same. They want their passenger ID to match the passports. So that's very important. If I spell your name wrong, if your name is Denise and I misspell it, I can make changes to those, to spelling of names right up to departure. It's when we have the check-in that we need to make sure that everything is good so that when you do your online check-in and you take your photo and you match everything to your passport and you go to check in on board the ship, that everything is there. They use a facial recognition and your passport for getting on and off the ship with your cruise card. Okay. I always suggest also once a group is coming together that we put a group chat together, whether it's a group on Facebook, and then once you're on board the ship, if you're using WhatsApp or a group text, also in your cruise app, you'll be able to chat with each other. That's a really great way to keep everyone in one place. So those are things that we can put into place.
And you don't need Wi-Fi for that, correct?
That's right. For WhatsApp, you do not need the Wi-Fi, or not, excuse me, on the ship's app.
On board, yeah.
That's right. You don't need the Wi-Fi for that. No, exactly. What else do we need? Yes, you do need a passport, Susan. That's correct. So at this point, I've kind of gone through my notes. Why don't we open up the floor for communication questions if there's anything that anyone has for me or Glenda.
Yeah, please ask your questions. As for the crafting part, we have 2 cruising days, the first day and the last day. So on the way to Alaska and on the way back, and those are the days that we will be crafting. I won't be crafting while we're at port, when we are cruising in between ports, because there's lots of stuff to do on the ship. If there is a want, we could arrange one night to have dinner, all of us together at some point. But it's basically us the first day, you do your own thing for 5 days, and then us the last day.
Yeah, and for the dinner reservation right now, the group has a dinner reservation for 5 p.m. I had to select a dining time when I blocked the group, but there are other times available. There's a 7:45 and I believe an 8:30. So if you're looking for a different time, we can change that when we make the reservation. And yeah, you can have the group go. I mean, if there's 4 of you that want to have dinner together every night, you can have your dinner together every night. If you want to switch it up, you can switch it up. Usually the dining room has set dining times when we sign up for 5 o'clock or a 7:45 time.
So we could have dinner together every night then. Is that what you're saying? Wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. We can make that happen. You bet.
Wonderful. Because it's all about getting together and having fun, right?
Exactly. Now the name, I see Carol. Carol had some questions initially. Have they been asked?
Um,
Carol, if you want to unmute yourself, if you have questions, you can ask them.
pair up singles, how many spots are available?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. Well, I think we've pretty well answered the questions that have come up so far.
Okay. I see Carol's unmuted herself.
Yeah, it took me a bit to figure out how to do it. Most of my questions have been answered through the topics that came up tonight. So
Yay!
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic. Good, good. And Shannon, I know that you had questions. I had a lady named Leanne. Is Leanne here? Leanne had sent me some questions and I did go through.
She's not here. No.
Okay. So my suggestion would be if what we've talked about tonight, if this is of interest to you and you would like to join Glenda and on this sailing, is to connect with me. What I need from you, if you want to block a cabin, is your names. So as they appear on your passport and your credit card. If you send me an email, I then will send you a secured link form for that information, make the reservation for you. If there are two people in the cabin paying separately, that's okay. Everyone can pay separate. If it's a husband and wife or a mother, daughter, or sister, or friend wants to buy my own ticket for me, then you can pay on one credit card. But we do have the capabilities of splitting the payments. So that is an option as well.
There is a question about outlets for
Oh, yeah.
COPD machine.
Okay. So what was it again? Sorry.
Outlets for a COPD machine. Lena, I'm assuming you're talking about a
CPAP.
Like a CPAP
CPAP.
machine? Yeah. So when there's a CPAP, we actually put that on the notes for the steward of the cabin. And then whatever requirements you require, there are definitely outlets in the room, and we let them know if you need distilled water or bottled water. We make those arrangements with the cruise line directly on your behalf.
Cool.
And when it comes to outlets in the cabin, they're very far and few and in between, to be honest with you. So, and you can't have a surge power bar, for example. You can't bring something like that. But what you can do is you can bring devices that, you know, like the power bank chargers, you can bring those to charge so that you can keep your devices charged. And the other thing that I always suggest is because in addition to our traditional plugs here that we have in Canada, these ships also sail in the European market. So I always travel with a European plug, and I have an adapter, and I use that European plug adapter to plug into the European plugs that then have outlets that allow me to put my phone charger on it or a regular plug. So I actually am giving myself extra. So I travel with a few of those. There's usually in the bathroom a plug that is the safety, you know, the razor plug, the plug that your husband would plug their electrical razor in. I use that for myself with a nightlight. And so I always put a nightlight in my bathroom because cabins can get extremely dark at night. And I'm a female who likes to pee in the middle of TMI. But, you know, lights are off. So I like to have a nightlight in the bathroom for myself, just to have an extra bit of light in the cabin. There was another question I saw pop up, and I don't know where it went. Final payment. So we have set the date of August 1st, and the reason for that is because that is when the cabin releases would be. So if we haven't sold the cabins, they're going to release them from us. So we would want to make sure that we have payment on. Realistically, this is sailing in May of next year. So I believe the real date would be later on at the end of this year. I don't have it in front of me, but August 1st is the deadline for releasing of cabins. So there's only 10 cabins on hold. If we haven't sold them by that date, the cruise line's going to pull them back from us. If everybody is, if there's only 6 people, like 3 cabins, those 3 cabins would stay in a group and the rest would go. So that's the deadline for the cruise line.
And that's the deadline for the down payment, right?
Well, actually, no. The down payment is when you make the reservation.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
sorry,
cruise line
that's,
wants, yeah, the cruise line wants
yeah.
payment.
But
coming
if
in.
you waited until the 1st of August, then that's when your down payment would be.
If you waited till the 1st of August, you better hope there's a cabin available. Not just
And,
in the group, but
and
actually on
then
the.
when would the final payment?
So let me just pull my paper here.
And that letter you sent me, it was February the 15th.
Okay, good. Thank you. I'm like, I know I have it here somewhere. I kind of just took it off. Yes, that's right. Yes, February 15th.
1943.23 is the amount you would, that's the amount that you would owe on the 15th of February, $1,943.23.
Yes. If you put your deposit down. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And once the group, it has come together, then if all the cabins sell out or we sell more into the group, just because we have 10 doesn't mean that we can't, like I said, bring in more. If there's an abundance of people, the price will just fluctuate. It will go up. So this is what we have right now. And once the group has sort of come together, then we'll be able to select the rooms and the locations for the crafting. If we want to host, I keep saying me, it's like as if I'm going with you.
You're not? What?
Who needs a roommate? If you want to have a cocktail party, if you want to have a meet and greet, maybe you've got people coming that you've never met in person. And of course you want to have a meet and greet. So we can arrange all of those things, Glenda, for your group. Once we have an idea of how many, we can do it for 6 people, we can do it for 60. And again, if someone's celebrating a birthday, if there's an anniversary, if there's something special going on, and you're like, hey, I really want to do this. I can craft with my friends. I can hang out. I can bring my spouse. I can bring my daughter. I can celebrate my birthday. Let me know, because we can take care of all of that on board the ship as well. Right, Maria?
Right.
Now that room that we will have to do our crafting in, when will that be available to us to use?
So basically at this point, I will be working with the cruise coordinator of the ship. And so we just basically need to tell them what we want. So if you want it on the 2C days, and if you want to craft if you want the room to be left open, so people can go in at all times, or what if you're going to craft from 10 till 4, I'm not sure what it looks like for crafting. We just sort of give them parameters on what you want, and then they'll work with us. What room will it be? I don't know. We're on the ship. I'm not sure. But they have lots of spaces because they're also used to hosting conferences and, cocktail hours and things like that.
So it will be available on specific days at specific times, not like
Yes.
it's available all the time for us.
It could be available all the time if we ask them for those parameters.
Okay.
So,
I'm just wondering, because I want it to be locked up, because all my stuff is going to be in there, or all our stuff is going to be in there, right?
Okay.
But nobody else will be using that. That's our dedicated space.
That's what we would look for. Yes, exactly.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now, can you tell me about stuff that you can bring on board for yourself? Wine, water, pop.
Yeah. So you can it's limited. So you can bring on, I believe it's 2 bottles. I'll confirm. I've never actually brought my own wine on board, but you can bring bottles of wine on. And if you're in port, for example, in Alaska, and you go to a winery or to a brewery and you want to bring alcohol back on the ship, you can definitely do that. If you want to take a bottle of wine to dinner, they'll do a cork fee for you. So you can have wine served at dinner that you brought back. So those are things. If you want to bring on pop, you can bring pop on board. It's limited. I think it's a case. Again, those are questions that if you want that, like Yvette, I only drink Diet Pepsi, and I want to know how many cans I can bring in. I will specifically say, Glenda is in cabin 6294. She only wants to bring on Pepsi. What's the maximum? So I'll find that out for you. They have bottled water on board the ship. like Evian, for example, you pay for that. They have canned water, you pay for that. If you want to bring your own water bottles on board, you can bring them. Another thing that one of my clients brings on, she likes the specialty, what is it? The coffee creamer, the international vanilla coffee creamer. So she buys the small little individuals and she packs them with her so she can have them on board the ship. You can bring on just about anything, but not everything. So what you can't bring on is you cannot bring on a kettle. If you like tea, you cannot bring on a kettle. You cannot bring on an iron. If you want to iron your slacks or your blouse, you can't bring an iron on board. You can bring on a hair straightener, like a hair iron straightener. You can bring that. You can bring on a curling iron. You can bring on a power brush to blow dry your hair. You cannot bring on a steamer to steam your clothing. Again, you can't bring a power bar if you wanted to have, plug in a lot of electronics. You can't bring on those. There's some really good YouTube videos out there and informations on do's and don'ts for boarding the ship. If you're a smoker, you can smoke on board the ship. There are smoking sections outside on one of the decks. What you can't bring on board is if you vape, you cannot bring on an e-cigarette or a vape. So you can't bring that. What else?
Shannon, as for crafting, if you don't want to go ashore, that's something we can look at.
Yeah. So, sometimes there's, you're at a port and you don't want to go on off to shore and you want to stay on board and craft. So we could look at having the craft room being available if someone wants it opened. Absolutely. And, if you want to stay on board, nothing changes. They run the same breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the dining room and in the cafe. So if you're on board and it's lunchtime and you want to go into the dining room for a lunch, you go into the dining room for lunch. Sometimes staying on board the ship when everybody's off on the shore, it's nice and quiet. If you like to go to the lounge or to the spa, that's a great day to go and have the spa, to the pool. Yeah. And you can also come on and off. So for example, if you're in Ketchikan or Juneau and you get off and you do a few things and you go shopping and you want to come back on the ship and you have lunch and then you decide, oh, I still want to go and do a little bit more shopping, you can get off again. As long as you get on and off within the window of time, you can get on and off as many times as you want. You just need your ID to get on and off.
Yeah. And if you're going on your own walking tours, like you're going to walk around town and you don't want to have to pay the exorbitant prices for food, bring Ziploc bags and build yourself a sandwich in the morning in the Windjammer. Take a couple of cookies and some fruit and off you go.
The only thing you can't take off the ship with you is beverages. So if you think you're going to sneak a cocktail in your Yeti, it's not going to happen. So there's no liquids going off. You can't, I don't remember. Did they let us take the coffee? I can't remember.
Bottled water only.
I know I tried to sneak off a cocktail and I was told no. I thought I could get away. So first-hand experience, the answer is no. They're like, Miss McKay, could you please? I'm like, oh gosh, come on. Buffet.
Shannon, yes, you will bring adhesives, scissors, bone folder. Anything else that is needed to make the individual products will be provided, like the machines, the dies, the punches, all of that stuff, the papers.
And you'll figure out what you're doing and what costs will be. There will be additional costs for that.
I'm this close to finalizing the price. So it'll come this coming week.
Perfect. And Susan's asking, buffet is included in the cost? Absolutely. Buffet is included. The main dining room is included. What is not included is the specialty restaurants. But
the main dining room is really good for breakfast too.
Yes. Yes, it is. Very good for breakfast. Absolutely. Yep.
If you are a person that needs portion control, the dining room is your friend. The buffet is not.
That is true.
Wear stretchy pants. That should be your motto. Wear stretchy pants.
Yeah, that is true. The buffet is not your friend.
No,
And
but
it's not,
it's got lots of veggies, and sometimes the dining rooms don't have veggies.
and you know, that
But you can ask for extra veggies.
I was just gonna say, here's the thing about the dining room is that they are there to serve you and to please you. And so if there's a choice on the menu, and let's just say, you know, it's chicken and steak and lamb, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I really want the lamb, but oh, the chicken looks divine. They'll bring you both. And if you can't decide what dessert you want, they'll bring you both. Or like my friend Maria does, and I always pick on Maria because she's, you know, very well traveled, and this is what she does. She'll order something for the table and put it in the middle. So if there's a ravioli or something, and she's like, oh, I really want to try that. So she'll have them bring it and put it in the middle. So there's always lots of opportunities in the main dining room to have a little bit of extra as well.
And if you have eating restrictions, the main dining room is the place to be eating for that, because you tell them once and they know it for the entire cruise.
Absolutely. So if you are gluten-free, if you are dairy-free, if you're a peanut allergy, if you have shellfish allergy, if you're allergic to eggs, whatever your dietary needs are, we put those details on your reservation. And there are additional things that we can do to make sure. But you're right, Glenda. When you sit down at the table, the first thing the waiter will ask you is, does anyone have any allergies? And you just have to tell them once. And they'll also remember if you drink Pepsi, or if you like white wine or red wine or Giovanni or whatever. They are very good at their jobs. They're there to serve you for sure.
I did find this last cruise, I was impressed with, even in the buffet, everything was so well labeled, whether it was vegan, whether huge sections of gluten-free. It was over the top this time. So
And
Awesome.
sugar-free. They have
yes,
sugar-free
sugar-free
desserts.
everything.
Yay!
They do. Yes, they have sugar-free desserts. I think we accidentally got one.
Yuck. Yeah,
They're
we did.
Shannon has a question. Do you tip at the meals?
So at the end of the cruise, so gratuities are, I'm just turning my electric blanket on because I'm freezing here. The gratuities are prepaid, and that is for the entire sailing. But yes, you can at the end of the cruise on your last night at the dining room, if you would like to give a gratuity directly to your waiter and his assistant, they will have provided you with an envelope that you can gift a gratuity. So that's a personal preference. You can also do that if you have a favorite bartender, or if there's someone in the spa that, you know, did an excellent service for you. You can tip above and beyond. That's entirely a personal preference. It's not required. It's if you would like to.
You don't have to.
No,
But you
do.
could make them cards, bring some cards with you and give them a thank you card.
Yeah, and sometimes when I travel, I bring extra things that I, you know, as gifts for my steward for my room, because they also go out of their way to make sure that, like, I like to have ice in my ice bucket. So, you know, I told them once, I want ice here by the time I get home at the end of the night, because I like ice in my water when I go to bed. And my ice bucket was always filled. You know, I always had a breakfast in the morning, so my coffee was always there. Little things, if I said something, they paid attention. You know, a certain time of day for cleaning the room, they would come. If we were in the room, they'll move along, come back. So if you feel like you want to give an extra gratuity, it's up to you. It's not expected. Yeah. Yeah.
So if we're planning on opening or having the craft room available, and this is kind of adding on to what Shannon was asking, if we brought either our own kits or our own supplies to make cards, except for the ones for the class, we can do that as well.
Absolutely. Paper pumpkin is perfect, or any one of the kits, because they come with everything. They are got the stamps, the blocks, the adhesives. But yes, absolutely, you can bring your own stuff. And you don't have, the person that you bring with you does not have to do the crafty part. I would prefer it if they do, because, you know, the more the merrier. But at least one in the room has to participate in the crafty part.
And here's a question, Glenda. What if someone has never ever crafted and they're a first timer? Perfect.
That's fine.
Absolutely perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that would be me if I was there. I've never crafted a stamp card ever.
You'd be sitting beside me. We wouldn't have any fun.
Stampers are notorious at sharing and helping. Even if it's not me, they're helping you, because my philosophy in a class is I'm there, but I don't hover. So
Right.
if somebody needs help, I'm there to help, but I don't go, no, 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 you have to do it this way. But the people you're sitting around will see that you're not comfortable or you're having an issue. They help you. It's
Right.
just what we do.
Right. Are the
Yeah.
ladies from Saskatchewan, are they on the call? I don't remember what their names were.
I didn't see their names. No.
Oh, okay.
They could be watching on Facebook. There's a few watching Facebook that haven't commented.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. Any other questions? Burning
Yvette,
desire?
just so you know, a lot of us do not know each other.
Okay. So,
So you're going to fit right in.
okay. I mean, you know, probably a great thing to coordinate, organize. So I'll tell you my work schedule just so you all know. So I'm on the west coast of Vancouver Island, which is Pacific Standard Time. I work Monday to Friday, 10 to 4. Those are my office hours, but I'm a bit of a workaholic. So don't be surprised if I respond to an email or a message during the night or late in the evening. I do go to bed early, but I also wake up at the crack of stupid, which is usually like 4:35. So I do get a lot of work done when the house is completely quiet, but my in-office hours are 10 to 4. If you phone me and you get my voicemail, please leave a message. Where I live, the cell service is very sketchy. I do also have a landline, so my landline is not listed. My cell phone is listed, but if you leave me a message, I'll call you back from my landline. I have been getting a lot of phone calls lately with no messages, and I don't know if that's just people checking out to see if I'm here or not, but and I'm on the phone a lot too, so you could go directly to my voicemail. But email is a really great communication. If you Facebook message myself, or if you text message, or you private message, I am going to ask you to email me. And the reason for that is because email paper trail, it's easy for me to lose you in a plethora of messages, but I'll never lose you in my inbox. Okay. I'm very organized when it comes to my inbox, but Facebook does not allow me to organize my messages.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Right? Wouldn't it? I mean, unless we're personally talking a lot, you'll be at the top. But yeah, I have so much going on my Facebook that my business gets lost. So please email me. I've provided the email. And if you want to write it down, I can give you my phone numbers right now. So my office phone number is 250-760-7959. So 250-760-7959. That's my office number. My cell phone is 250-741-7827. My email is, I have two emails. They both go to the same box. So my business email is my first name, Yvette, which is YVETTE at bluepalmstravelstudio.ca. So the business name is Blue Palms Travel Studio. My other email is my first initial Y, my last name, McKay, at Trevello.com. And Trevello is TRE. V as in Victor, ELLO.com, Trevello. And I belong to the Trevello Travel Group. So that's where that comes from. What else? I think that's pretty much all that I have, unless there's anything burning or that we missed.
I haven't seen anything come through. No.
No. Well,
Has anybody that's on Zoom with us got any questions?
Anybody have any questions? Want to unmute themselves? Are they still there?
What's the weather like? Well,
Oh,
I've
where do you
been
live, Shannon?
I've been 5 times. I've been in May, June, September. I have never had a rainy day in Alaska. I
Wow.
have never had less than 25 degrees in Alaska. When Glenda Mullet goes to Alaska, there's a heat wave, but don't count on it.
I've been to Alaska a few times and I've had rain and I've had sun. When we were sailing the Inside Passage and the day at sea last May, we were on the deck
We got burnt.
and we got suntans. We were in tank tops. I was in a little denim skirt. Maria was in her crop shorts, and the boys were getting suntans. We were getting suntans. It was spectacular. It's West Coast weather. It can be cool, it can be damp, it can be warm, it can be sunny. We could have rain one day, snow the next. You just never know. In fact, you can get all 4 seasons in one day on the West Coast and up in Alaska. So in May, at the end of May, at the beginning of June, by now the weather is getting warmer for sure. So, you know, I always suggest you start watching the weather app the week before you're going to go and pack accordingly. You do not need to pack a parka, but pack a coat that's comfortable in case it is cool and you're, you know, outside in the cool. What are those down jackets called? Like the ones that are not a fleece. Yeah, like a puffy jacket. They're really great because you can roll them up tight and put them in a suitcase.
If you're standing outside in where the glaciers are, you will need a toque, some mittens, and a really warm coat.
Absolutely.
Even if you're on your deck.
Yes.
Even if you're on your deck.
Yeah, they do provide, I think so. Well, Glenda, you'll know the answer to this because are you going on the Serenade this spring? Okay, so you'll know. Okay, excellent. Whether they have blankets or not. Some ships have blanket, and I can't remember if the Serenade does or does not have blankets.
I've never seen blankets on Royal Caribbean. No.
Okay, so I always travel with a small blanket myself, just because that's me. So if you it's not really a blanket. It's like a shawl, like it's a little bit heavier, like as a shawl blanket. So you could use that or a wrap up scarf. But I did take a puffer jacket with me that had a hood and a toque. And I'm a scarf girl, so I had a scarf, which I lost on the ship because I left it behind and I missed picking it up. Again.
Yeah. But there's always the opportunity. If you haven't got enough clothes, you can buy them when we hit.
And they have great shopping always on board the ship. You know, they always have their $10 sales in the boutique, and they have their Effie jewelry on the royal deck.
And Ketchikan has a Walmart, and there's a free shuttle to Walmart in Ketchikan.
There you go. Yep.
So for Canadians, if you want to get those nuggets, you can get them in Ketchikan.
There you go. That's right. So there's lots of gifty things. Of course, there's your typical tourist attraction items, but you can do as much or as little as you want.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Lots of jewelry. Lots of jewelry.
Yes, lots of jewelry. And there's opportunity to do. Does this sailing go? Okay, it does not. Okay. There's in addition to the shuttles, there's like shopping tours too, where you can go on a hop on, hop off bus if you want to just go around. There's some great native art if you're coming from afar and you're interested in native art. They have lots of native arts for sale.
They probably will in Prince Rupert too.
Absolutely, they will. And in fact, a couple years ago when I was on sailing, I picked up native jewelry earrings from a Cowichan designer. I paid US dollars for it, so go me.
There you go.
Alaska.
Unfortunately, we're not going to Skagway, so we won't have the opportunity to go on the train.
Which is what I just looked at. I'm like, let me double check before I say something. That's
but
exactly
Juneau has the crab shack.
That's right. Juneau does for sure. And also in Juneau, is it in Juneau that they have the uh,
The trolley.
the trolley that goes to the top? Yeah.
And that's really cool because if you
Yeah,
don't want to spend a lot of money, you can get that and you can ride it as many times as you want.
that's right. And in fact, if you're really energetic, you can hike the mountain and you can trolley down. I know what people do, but not me. No,
Once you get up to the top, there is a hike up at the top too.
there is. Yes, exactly. So yeah.
Yes,
And
bring your own meds. There's always a medical facility and doctors and stuff, but you do bring your own meds.
yes, highly recommend that you bring anything that you think you by chance would need in case of an emergency, because on board the ship, it's very expensive. And if you have to see the doctor or anything, then you need to run into your insurance. So I always bring, things that I have typically in my own cabinet here at home. Do I think I'm going to get a cold and bring cold medicine? No, but I'm going to bring Aleve or Tylenol,
Yes.
ibuprofen, things like that. Yeah. If you get cold sores, bring your own cold sore medication. If your hands get dry, bring your own hand lotion. There's all those things are available to you to purchase, but you'll pay an arm and a leg for them. Yeah.
Seasick pills too, if you think you're going to be seasick,
Oh, yes.
because they're grossly expensive.
Yes, yes, you can definitely do that. The other thing while you're on board,
Yes, there's
if-
elevators, Lena.
yes, there are elevators.
Everywhere.
Yes. And you can buy alcohol on board duty free and collect it on the last day to take home with you. So if you have something special that you like and it's less expensive, keep in mind that there's a duty free shop. You can pre-purchase and take it home with you.
Shannon would like to know if you want tea before bed, can you get that room service?
You can, yes. And you also can get it from the buffet is open and they have a variety, like a huge selection of teas. So quite often if I'm feeling like I need a cup of tea, I go and I grab a hot lemon or tea, mint tea, and you can take it back. The other thing I recommend is that you take your own insulated cups, water cups or coffee mugs, thermoses. You can take that with you and you can fill them up and have them at all times. So,
but when you fill them, do not put your mug under the spout. They will come and yell at you. You
that's right.
take a glass, you fill the glass up and pour it in your cup.
Right, exactly. Yep. And you can't go to the bar and give your cup to the, guy at the Lido deck and say, "Can I have a pina colada?"
Fill her up, dude.
Exactly. They'll give it to you. So they ran a promotion a few years ago with Royal Caribbean, and I'm going to ask my sales rep if they still have it. If you bought the deluxe beverage package, they actually gave you an insulated cup, a Royal Caribbean insulated cup. You'll find that out yourself. Actually, if you're doing that you'll see them on board the ship.
I'll see them. Yeah, I'm not doing because
you'll notice if they're there.
I don't drink alcohol, so
yeah.
there's no
Even
use
if you
me
do a
having
soda
a package.
if you do a soda package, they'll give you one. No, but I'm just saying you'll see them if they still have them.
I drink lemonade, iced tea, and water. That's it. They're all free.
Exactly, and the coffee and the tea.
We may have to look at the Bill W package for
I'll
her. Make a request.
I'll make arrangements for you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I don't.
At the end of the day, I've been selling cruises for longer than I've been alive. I've been in the industry. So
you're
really,
only 23 like me, right?
right. Exactly. Can you believe my oldest just turned 30 and my stepdaughter's 35? So I will do everything and anything to make sure that this is the best experience, whether there's one cabin or there's 17 cabins. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm doing this because it's an opportunity for people to come together and have some fun, and I just get to help plan it. But there's no silly question that can't be answered. And if I don't know the answer, I'll find out for you. I'm very good friends with the Royal Caribbean rep. And so if I feel like I need his help, I'm definitely going to go out of my way and give them a call and say, hey, I need some help with this. And when it comes to the crafting, once Glenda decides what she wants, then we'll make sure that it happens. And absolutely come and celebrate your 65th birthday. We will put that on the file. We will get you a cake. Absolutely. Yes.
Oh my God. And the cake, it goes to your room and it stays there till you're done. And it's not a cake. When it was hubby's birthday, it was a cake. It's like two of us eating this great big huge slab cake.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The food, that's one thing about a cruise ship. I've always found the food has been, there might be the odd thing that I'm like, oh, I don't like that because I just didn't palate it. I just didn't enjoy it. But I've never not had great food.
There's always cookies and cakes and ice cream.
Yeah, that too.
You don't need to eat the healthy stuff while you're on a cruise.
Always chips and salsa too.
That's right. Yep. Yep. And if you have or ice cream, yeah, well, we said that ice cream. If you have a special request, sometimes too, they'll go out of their way to try to make that happen for you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Life is too short not to have ice cream every day.
That's right.
Or Prosecco.
Or Prosecco.
Ice cream for me, Prosecco for Maria.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Can you build a package like that?
Ice
that
cream.
has Prosecco for her and ice cream for me, and we're good to go.
Yeah, absolutely. We should just get Maria Prosecco.
Oh, what a Prosecco float would taste like. Have you ever had one of those, Maria?
I'm sure it's good.
I'm sure it's very good. Oh, we might have to try that with a little bit of orange juice, like a mimosa.
All right. So if there's no more questions, we will bring. When will this video be repeated? I am recording it, and as soon as I can get it uploaded to my YouTube channel and the link put in my VIP group and on my Facebook page, it will be there. So give me like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I'll do it right away.
Okay, fantastic. And if at any time, Glenda, you feel that we need to reconvene again, if there's a group that we need to have another conversation, I'm open to that. And one-on-one, ladies and gents, if you're here and you're obviously far away from where I am, so you can't just come and have a coffee with me, we can definitely have a Zoom call, just like we're doing right now, one-on-one. I have a lot of clients across the country and into Australia and the US, and this is exactly what I do. There's always a time zone difference, but we make it work. So if you want a private one-on-one call, feel free to reach out to me, and it'd be my pleasure to set something up.
And don't forget the deadline. The deadline is 9 more rooms because Maria and I are already booked into one.
That's right.
So you got 9 more rooms and first come, first serve.
First come, first serve. And out of those 9 rooms, that means there's only 4 balcony cabins. And then we need to buy additional cabins. So the sooner you come in, and again, if you want to, if price isn't not price, if cabin familiarity is not an issue for you and you can do an inside cabin, then we've got 5 of those cabins.
And if you are an inside cabin and you want to sit on a balcony, I'm sure one of our friendly cruise goers will share their balcony with you.
Cost you a Prosecco.
Or an ice cream.
Kidding.
There's lots of deck space too. So, I do have clients that actually only ever sit in an inside cabin. They don't care about the view from their room. They at home, she says to me, Yvette, I spend so much money on blackout curtains. I like it completely dark. So she blackens out the room. So she said an inside cabin for me is just like walking into our master bedroom. There's the, king or queen size bed. It's small, it's tight, it's cozy. You've got the ensuite bathroom. Turn the lights out, you do your business, go to sleep. And she said the rest of the money I save, I spend on ship. I spend on my excursions. I spend on my drinking and specialty dining. So, if it's
you're not in your room a lot anyways.
You're not. I mean, that's an each to own present, some people. And yes, there are televisions in the cabins, so you can watch your news, your programs. They have a movie channel. They have movie theater on board the ship. There's a ton of entertainment, comedy.
There's a pool. Bring your bathing suit.
There's a
It's a
casino.
casino. There's a float. It's a floating resort. Realistic.
All right. So I will say goodbye to Facebook because I have to stop that before I stop the recording. Thanks so much for joining me over there on Facebook. I appreciate you. And don't forget, I'll be live Monday night, 7:30 p.m. for another Stampin' Fun night. Okay, so now I'm going to stop Facebook. Thanks, Facebook.
Bye, Facebook.